Hey guys, welcome back to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how centralized and Web 2 companies can use Chainlink. Of course, the majority of companies and decentralized applications using Chainlink right now are cryptocurrency related. However, I do believe that there's a very large and very untapped market for non-cryptocurrency companies and companies that have nothing to do with crypto to start using Chainlink. I do believe that all companies will either be paying for Chainlink Oracle node data or becoming a Chainlink Oracle node themselves, as the opportunity cost of not doing this is simply too great. Overall, what this will do is it will make Chainlink the decentralized data center of the entire world. Everybody will go to Chainlink to collect data from it and use it for their own companies, and I am very, very bullish on this future. This is just one of the ways in which cryptocurrency will slowly take over Web 2 and take over everything. Of course, if you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, the links are in the description below, and remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. The first thing that we need to talk about is what a Chainlink Oracle node is. Essentially, when an individual or a company has some data from the real world that they want to bring on chain, they'll need to run a Chainlink Oracle node. This means what they're doing is they're simply bringing their real world data and putting this data on chain. A bunch of companies are doing this right now, such as AccuWeather, Associated Press, Swisscom, and Dutch Telecom T-Systems. So there's already a bunch of companies that are getting their real world data and putting it on chain. The reason that these companies or entities are incentivized to do this is because they get paid for doing so. Essentially, on the other end, there could be a developer creating a smart contract, and they may want this smart contract to have access to real-world data, such as weather data, price feeds, or more. And what they're going to need to do here is they're actually going to need to pay the Chainlink Oracle nodes for this data, and this is how the Chainlink economy works. What this does is it creates a big pool of data, and really anybody can draw from this pool as long as they're willing to pay Chainlink for the reliable data. Now, the reason that we know this data is so reliable is what is going to happen is the Chainlink Oracle nodes are essentially going to form Oracle networks. Now, these Oracle networks could be a group of 20 different data providers, and the median value from this group is going to be taken. For example, there could be 20 different data providers that are providing the price of Ether to the blockchain. What this means is that if one of these data providers has some wild price fluctuation where they say Ether's price is $10 million, it will not affect the price feeds. This is because the median value is always taken and not the average value, and this always results in the most accurate and most reliable price data being delivered on chain. This essentially makes it so Chainlink has a bunch of different Oracle networks that are well established and well used that people can feel safe using. The data is coming from a range of different entities and the median value is always taken, so you can be pretty confident that most of the data you're getting from Chainlink will be 100% reliable. Of course, the companies using Chainlink's data right now are primarily decentralized applications. Chainlink's bread and butter is price feeds. This is where Chainlink delivers the price of real-world assets on chain. This could be the price of cryptocurrencies, but it could also be the price of stocks and the price of really anything. Of course, the majority of decentralized applications do use Chainlink's price feeds right now, such as Aave and Synthetics. However, we are seeing a growing market of non-cryptocurrency related companies starting to use Chainlink more and more. Ether Risk is basically a flight insurance company and they're already starting to use Chainlink, which is absolutely great. Marsh Global, which is a parametric insurance company which might do things like insurance for farmers, is also using Chainlink, and there's also a large Asian OTC market that's using Chainlink's price feeds. So as we can see, these big insurance companies might need Chainlink for weather data or for flight data, and the big OTC markets can actually use Chainlink for price feeds. These companies are already using Chainlink and they're not specifically related to cryptocurrencies. They're just your run-of-the-mill insurance companies. Of course, when these companies are using Chainlink, there will be a bunch of hidden cryptocurrency rails. However, these companies won't even need to worry about this. Essentially, Chainlink isn't actually a blockchain, so whenever these companies actually use Chainlink, there will need to be some execution on a blockchain, which could be Ethereum, it could be Avalanche, it could be Polygon, it doesn't really matter. Now, in my opinion, a bunch more centralized companies are going to start using Chainlink. I could see JP Morgan starting to use Chainlink for its price feeds, I could see 9 News starting to use Chainlink for weather data, and I could see Sportsbet starting to use Chainlink for betting data. There are so many possibilities with companies that could start using Chainlink, and it doesn't matter if they're crypto related or not. All you need to do is say, would this company need access to reliable data? And if they would, well, they can just pay a small fee to get this data from Chainlink. They don't need to go elsewhere, access the data themselves, and put all of this effort into data that might actually be wrong. They can just simply get it from Chainlink, and I do believe this will be the way of the future. There have been a lot of failures with data right now, and this doesn't look very good on these companies, so it would be good to see more of these companies starting to use Chainlink. And I do believe the end game for something like this would be a situation where we have millions of data providers, heaps and heaps of reliable data all pulled together in Chainlink, and Chainlink really being the data center of the world. So far, I've only talked about one of Chainlink's services, and this service is data provision. Of course, I do think that data provision will most likely be Chainlink's biggest service for the foreseeable future. I do see Chainlink being the data center of the world, and all of these companies drawing all of their information for Chainlink and paying a small fee to do so. However, Chainlink is unique in that it serves a bunch of different purposes. Chainlink has other services that I do think centralized companies will use, and one of these is proof of reserves. Essentially, Chainlink's proof of reserves is where a bunch of Chainlink Oracle nodes will audit the reserves of a company if they are posted on chain. This means that the company can't be doing anything shady. Everyone will know exactly how many assets the company owns, and they'll know if everything is backed, and this will be very good for the users. Of course, this could result in a lot of big crises being avoided. For example, very recently, the big real estate group in China, Evergrande, proved that they don't have the reserves that they said they have. Of course, what this meant is it meant the Chinese market collapsed and the global markets nearly collapsed. If Evergrande was actually using Chainlink's proof of reserves, this situation could be avoided. Of course, you might be thinking, why would Evergrande want to do this? And I do agree with you. However, if we just replaced regular financial audits with Chainlink's proof of reserves, this could result in a much fairer future. Of course, this might mean that the government needs to mandate proof of reserves for certain companies. However, I do think this would be a very good idea in preventing big crises like the global financial crisis and the Evergrande crisis. Of course, this is probably something that is a little bit of a long shot idea. However, even if companies just want to show that they're being honest and transparent, they can start using Chainlink's proof of reserves. There are even more services that companies can use with Chainlink, and I'll briefly go over a couple of the ones that I think would be a good idea. Verifiable randomness is a service Chainlink provides, and I do think that this service could perhaps be used for gambling, lotteries, and video games that aren't related to cryptocurrencies. Chainlink also provides an abstraction layer for enterprises, which helps onboard enterprises into the crypto and Web3 revolution, which I do think will be huge. This is for companies that want to get into crypto and they want to start using smart contracts. They can actually use Chainlink to do this in a very easy and secure way. So Chainlink is doing a bunch of different things for companies. And I do believe that in the future we will see Chainlink as a global data center for the world. All of these different companies will be drawing data from Chainlink as it simply is the most reliable and the most secure data. Why would you go off and find all of your own data when you can pay a small fee to get access to the best data in the world for Chainlink? So overall, I'm very bullish on Chainlink's future. I do believe that Chainlink will overtake all of the cryptocurrency companies and the non-cryptocurrency companies, which is going to be great for Chainlink. Of course, a lot of this will take a while to happen. I'm not saying this will happen in the next couple of months. However, I do think that in the next 20 or 30 years, we can actually start seeing Chainlink fulfilling this vision. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching the video.